Hello YouTube viewers, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sri Tips, and this evening what I'm going to talk about is how to tell the difference between karat gold, gold filled, and gold plated items. I had a viewer contact me through my social media channels there, and they were asking, how can I tell the difference between gold-plated scrap and gold-filled scrap? And as a refiner, it's very important to be able to distinguish what type of metal that's being dealt with before we try to attempt to refine it. Before we try to figure out what kind of scrap we're testing and dealing with here, it's good to know what the scrap or the material that we're working with is made of. If you look at this drawing here, karat gold is a solid chunk of gold. In this case, I'm using the example as 14K, and what it is it's a solid alloy of gold, copper, silver, and zinc, and it will have about 60% pure gold in it. The next type of scrap that I have on this drawing is gold filled scrap. It will be denoted or marked on the piece usually as 1/20th 12K gold filled, or GF. And what this material is it's a thick layer of karat gold over a base metal, usually copper or brass. And the gold content of this material is usually about 2.5% pure gold. The third type of material I have on the drawing here is gold plated scrap. And what that is an ultra thin layer of gold plated over the top of a junk metal that's usually first plated with copper, because copper is easy to put on the junk metal, and then gold is easy to plate over the top of that copper. The yield on this, now this is just an estimate, I really don't know how much gold you can really expect to recover from a piece of plated scrap, because the thickness varies widely, but it's usually going to be way down there. I got 0.000001% here pure gold content in the gold plated scrap. What I have here is 3 different samples that we're going to be using to test. This one here is a 14K gold wedding band. If you can see that on the camera, it's kind of hard to see. It says 14K. It's kind of wore off there. The K, the bottom of the K is wore off, but it says 14K inside that wedding band. Alright, in the center pile here, I've got some gold filled items. Right there it says 1/20th 14K GF. This one's a watch, and it's got 14K gold filled written right on it right there. Wish you could see it a little bit better. I'll get some let me get a better camera for this kind of shooting here. I need better resolution. 14K gold filled. Over here, I've got 3 pieces that are gold plated. They're real bright and shiny. Got a ring and 2 little shapes here of metal. And there's no kind of markings on these. You won't see any kind of 14K or GF or anything like that on these. This has got some little symbols stamped in it there, but it doesn't say anything about being karat gold or gold filled. That's what the tip-off is. that we have a piece of gold-plated material here. So now I've showed you what the markings are, and what we'll do now is go ahead and do some tests. Alright, what I have here is a touchstone. It's just a piece of rock, and I'm going to scrape a little bit of this karat gold on the touchstone here. Put a streak of that on there. I'm going to take some of the gold-filled watch case here. I'm going to rub some of that on here. And then I'm going to take a piece of gold-plated material here, and I'm going to rub a streak on right next to those two. Here I have some 14K gold testing solution. It's just dilute aqua regia. It says it's got nitric acid in it. And it's probably got some hydrochloric acid in it as well. It's just dilute aqua regia, I believe. And what we're going to do is we're going to apply this test acid to our 3 streaks on the touchstone here. Here we go. And watch what happens. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if we can zoom in on it a little bit here. If you notice, the gold-plated item is completely disappeared. It's gone. Gold-plated item was over here, and the streak is completely disappeared. It disappeared instantly as soon as I put that acid on there. The center streak that has the gold-filled streak, notice that it's still there. It's testing as if it's karat gold. And over here, the karat gold streak is still there, of course. And that's just just to give you an idea that if you're not careful here, you could test a piece of gold-filled material and get a positive test for karat gold. Okay, this is a gold-filled bangle bracelet here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to test this again by rubbing a little bit of the material off on my touchstone, and I'm going to put a drop of the test acid on that streak right there, just to show you that it does in fact test as karat gold. The streak stays there, which would lead us to believe that we got karat gold here. Remember, that was a piece of gold filled. Now, another way to test if we have gold filled, if we're not sure here, is to take our piece of gold filled material. I'm going to use this one instead. And what I do is I start on one end of the stone and I rub through it like this, and I work my way across the stone until I get through the thick coating of gold and down into the base metal. And then, you see there I got a streak. What I'll do is put some of the test solution on there and watch what happens here. What I usually end up seeing is the gold will remain visible here, but as I get down towards the end of the scratch, it tends to get thinner or even disappear completely. On this end over here, I got some holes in my streak there. That's where I started to get down into the base metal. Over here I've got some strong indications of gold, but over here it's starting to dissolve. See that? And that's one way to test to see if I have a piece of gold-filled scrap if it's not marked. I want to do just one more test here of the gold-filled versus the gold-plated here. And you can see both streaks there. And when I put this drop of test solution on, watch how fast the gold-plated streak just disappears instantly. Boom, it's gone. But the gold-plated, or the gold-filled material over here, the streak will stay visible for quite some time and test as if it's karat gold. Alright, another way to test this material that I found convenient is to put some of the test solution right on the piece and see what happens. I'm going to file away some of the gold coating here to expose the base metal. Looks like it might be brass because it looks gold, just like the thick coating of gold that's over it. And then I'm going to take one of these pieces here, these gold-plated pieces, and I'm going to apply a drop of the test solution right to the metal. I'll put it right on there, and then we'll see what happens here. I'm going to put it right where I've scratched the metal off. I'm going to apply that acid right there, and then I'm going to apply a drop right here directly to the gold-plated surface. We'll see what happens. Wipe this off here. You can see where the acid ate through the gold plating there, contacted the base metal. On this piece here, you will be able to see that we've got like a little streak right here where the acid was able to eat into the base metal, but on either side of it you'll see that there's a thick coating of gold that's visible on either side of the base metal. Okay, in this test, I'm going to get the carat ring here involved, this gold-filled watch, and this piece of gold-plated stuff. I'm going to put the test acid right on metal on each of these. First on the ring here, and then I'm going to put a drop on this piece of gold plated. Now remember, this is the carat scrap, this is gold plated, and on the gold filled item here I've got a file. This is a really thick coating of gold on this thing, so I'm going to file this down pretty doggone good, get way into it. And then I'm going to apply a little bit of this acid right to it. And we'll see what happens. I can see it turning green already. Alright, the acids have been on there for about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes or so. I'm going to wipe this off here. I don't know if you can see that. You got a little bitty spot of base metal right up here with the thick gold around it. That's the gold filled piece. Over here on the carat gold ring, it's absolutely untouched by the test acid. It's in perfect shape. No markings, no etchings. That acid didn't even phase it. And then over here, you've got your gold plated. Now this test didn't turn very green that time. That just goes to show you this piece here survived pretty good from the acid. I don't see a bunch of metal wore off of there like we got off of the other piece. It goes to show you that the thickness of the gold on gold plated items varies from piece to piece. This will conclude the video on testing the type of scrap that we have. I hope you learned something. You can leave comments in the comment section for the video. I try to check those every day and answer the comments as I can. And I'd like to extend a warm thank you to all of you who have contributed to the Sweet Tips Fund there on my PayPal account. I've got some donations coming in now. That's very, very nice. I appreciate that. It'll help me make more videos and keep this going as long as I can. I've got some more videos coming. I'm going to continue the stock pot video. That's coming up soon. I've got the platinum refining video. I want to get the platinum salts and some platinum jewelry that I have saved up. I want to get that all refined and get some metal and offer that up for sale on my eBay store. I guess that'll do it for this video. I appreciate you tuning in. Thanks for watching.